Wait, sorry I'm late, guys. Sorry, everyone calm down. Everyone calm down right now. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, goodness, this is chopped. I'm so late. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Jeopardy! Yay, yippee! Today we'll be playing Jeopardy. It's gonna be, wait, what's that? Hold on, I'm receiving word. Hold on. There's been a murder? That's right, everyone. Today, instead of playing Jeopardy, we'll be playing the first ever episode of 10 Second Detective. This is the game show I myself have invented, talent stallings, never seen before. It's got some interesting quirks, so I'll have to explain how it works. 3 crimes have been committed around Crimesburg. That's where we live, guys. That's where we all live. But don't worry. Our best detective is on the case. This is where we welcome Miss Detective Geena Shepherd. Here she is.
Hello, everybody.
It's on a delay, so
That's okay.
so who knows if it's actually showing. This is her. This is
Hi,
my good
everybody.
friend.
Hey, guys.
She'll be our first ever contestant on 10 Second Detective. Let me explain a little bit about how the game works. Our detective will get 10 seconds to look at a crime scene and try to figure out what on earth is going on. Then, they will be asked 3 bonus questions about the scene to determine how much they actually paid attention to the scene or how much they just kind of dozed off into space. Then, they will be shown 3 suspects, and they will have to choose which of the suspects actually committed the crime. The point system works: you get 1 point for every bonus question you get, and you get 5 for solving the case. Do you understand the rules?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, everyone be very kind to Geena. She's a guest here.
Hi, everybody.
I'll be back. This is the chat. You can talk to them.
Hi, chat. This is my channel now. You're so right, Fire King.
Mr. Whittam has been reported to have stopped breathing due to unknown causes. We suspect foul play due to certain circumstances at the scene. Here's a look. Let me get out my timer real quick. We can't have any cheating. Okay, time is up. Now, can you tell me what you saw at the scene of the crime?
Okay, I saw what I believe to be Mr. Whittam.
Whittam, yes. Yes.
What I believe to be Mr. Whittam dead on the ground with a knife in his chest.
Okay.
It was nighttime.
It was.
Night out. There was a dinosaur picture that was slightly askew.
Okay.
There were some purple footprints and a little purple rug or maybe a purple blob of something.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready to see some bonus questions?
Yes.
To start off with, what color were the victim's pants?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with blue.
Okay. Write your answers here so we can keep track of what they were.
Okay.
Also, let's be clear. In her notes, she wrote "kaif" instead of "knife." She seems to have forgotten to write the N down. That's okay though. It's a stressful time for the detective today. But you know, it's maybe she'll warm
Hey,
up
I
to
left
it.
a space for it.
maybe she'll warm up to this whole detectiving thing. Okay, what time of day was it?
It was nighttime.
Okay. And finally, what kind of flower was in the vase?
Looked like a daisy.
Okay, I do have some good news and bad news.
Okay.
So the good news is, because you're our first contestant, you will be our best contestant to have ever played.
Okay, right.
The bad news is you're also the worst. So just be aware that like this is kind of a lot riding on you.
Yeah.
How you do today.
Okay.
Golso Fring. Height 4'2". Weight 10 pounds. Hobbies: stealing cows, refrigerator repair, and painting. We have a quick bio of who Golso Fring really is as a person.
Okay.
Golso Fringe was born on Mars. He studied astrophysics in college, but only because his dad wanted him to. His true passion has always been repairing refrigerators. He dreams of one day opening his own fridge repair shop. He just needs a way to break into the scene. Fire King said, "Careful, you'll be found with a kaif talent."
Okay. Thanks a lot, Fire King.
Captain Blather. Captain Blather is 5'10". He weighs 180 pounds. And he once lost a leg due to cheating in a poker game against a crocodile. Captain Blather is the scurviest pirate on the 7 seas. He's not a particularly good pirate, but his lack of vitamin C is notorious. Captain Blather is known for firing men out of his cannon as a reward for good behavior. His ship has the least treasure, but the highest morale of all pirate ships on the seas.
Okay.
And finally, Rattlin' Joe. Rattlin' Joe is 6 foot, and he weighs 60 pounds, probably due to his lack of all skin, muscle, or other living tissue. He loses control of his bladder when scared, but luckily, he doesn't have a bladder. So, the problem kind of resolves itself in that scenario. Rattlin' Joe worked for the Mafia for years. The boss would always send Joe if he needed to intimidate somebody. Joe never managed to actually intimidate them, but his excellent conversation skills usually solved the problem peacefully. Rattlin' comes from the sound of his bones shaking when Joe gets really excited. So those are our suspects, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and put your picks in the chat. Put your picks in the chat of who you think committed this crime and how or why they did it. So I forget what's on the next slide. It could be the reveal, or it could just be time to check.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. You're good.
Okay.
Who do we think did the crime, and based on what evidence?
Well, Rattlin' Joe, he's settled conflicts peacefully, it seems like. Glosso Fringe is just, I don't know, something about him is just giving me some weird vibes. So
something about that twinkle in his eye.
He's suspect number 1 for me at the moment. I don't know. Captain Blather seems like a stand-up guy.
Okay.
But he did lose his leg cheating to a crocodile. So,
he did, that's true.
Glosso Fringe also only weighs 10 pounds, but if he can steal cows...
How is he doing it?
I don't know.
It's bizarre, I will give you that.
Yeah, it is bizarre. I'm thinking maybe this was a cow run gone bad.
Oh.
From Glosso Fringe.
Okay.
And then, he saw an opportunity to go fix a fridge.
That's a good theory. So are we locking in Glosso Fringe?
I think we are.
Okay, we have locked in Glosso Fringe, ladies and gentlemen. Now it is time to take a look at the scene and think about what kinds of things we got right and what kinds of things we may have gotten a little bit off. Okay. Now, first we're going to talk about your bonus points. So as you can see, the victim's pants are actually red, not blue,
Okay.
so no point there.
He was blue, that's what it was.
He was blue, that is true. But the time of day was correct. It is nighttime, even though there was a picture here on the other side that was supposed to kind of throw you off a little bit with the morning. And it was in fact a daisy in the vase.
Okay.
So you do currently have 2 points. That's going pretty well so far. Now, are we ready to find out who the killer was?
Yes.
Well, based on a few factors.
Okay.
Including the snow outside and the tracks left inside. We noticed something a little bit bizarre about the walking pattern. It doesn't necessarily look like a left foot, a right foot, a left foot, a right foot. It more looks like left foot, peg leg, left foot, peg leg. So I am going to have to reveal that it was, in fact, Captain Blather that murdered this poor Mr. Whittam in the middle of the night. So you currently have 2 points out of 8. So it could be better, but it could be worse. How are we feeling going into round 2?
Definitely need to make sure I'm paying attention to everything.
Yes, there's a lot of details.
Yes. But feeling pretty confident.
Okay.
I'm picking up on things.
A report has come in that someone's been stealing the pipes from underneath people's sinks. Houses are flooding by the minute. We do have the most recent scene for you to visit at your readiness if you feel so prepared and inclined. Go. Okay, time is up once again. So oh goodness, what? Based on some of the notes we have here, this round might not go as well as we hope. But maybe I could be wrong. Maybe we'll have a big turnaround here. Let's check in with our lead detective and see if she has come up with anything that she thinks might be helpful in this scene. Lead detective, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, so I saw a clock, for sure. Wrote down the general time on that. So it's either 3:30 or 6:15.
Okay.
I didn't pay that much attention to the hands, unfortunately. But I'm leaning more towards 3:30.
That makes sense. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like she's having some trouble reading the clock, but realistically, it's only because she wrote Pipple in huge font. It's actually like one of the only things she wrote. It just says Pipple, and she tried to correct her mistake. She was trying to write Pibble, by the way, the dog's name that was in the water, by adding another hump to her P's. Instead, it just looks terrible. It's barely legible. But that's That's just how it is when you're the lead detective in the world. So if she's ready, we can go ahead and move on to some of the questions we have here for some bonus points. Question 1. How many clouds were there?
We are going to say 3.
3 clouds, okay. What time was on the clock?
Okay, I knew it was going to be important. You know, I'm thinking about using that lifeline, but I really need to think about it first.
Fellas, they're thinking about the lifeline. Start typing in the chat. She might need some help here.
On the clock question. Well, I've got a 50-50 shot here.
Okay. She has the following times written down. 3:30 and 6:15. 3:30 has a star next to it. So this could be the one she goes with.
Am I able to skip on to the third question?
Yes, you can skip to the third question if you like.
There was a pipe wrench. There was also a pibble.
Okay, so we got a point there for name anything floating in the water, potentially.
Do I use my lifeline now, or do I flip a coin?
Ooh. That would be a very detective move, flipping the coin,
yes.
I gotta say.
Okay, I'll use my lifeline now.
She's using the lifeline. So she's looking at the chat now. Fellas, it's your time to save her.
Okay, I'm seeing a 6:15. I'm seeing a 3:30. Ooh, but Fire King is saying 6:15.
Ah, Jackie Placid says it was 6:15 as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I believe in Fire King a lot, so we're gonna go with 6:15.
Okay, she's locking in 6:15.
And if you're wrong, we'll figure it out after.
All right, are we ready to meet some suspects?
Yes, we are.
Okay, suspect number 1. Let's meet him. Bob.
Okay.
Okay, here he is. Height 7'3".
Goodness.
Weight 500 pounds. Favorite food? Tomato soup. Bob is the local party animal. In his daily life, he's known for being quiet and a bit shy, but every Friday, he dresses up in his inflatable dinosaur costume and dances in the street. Due to his extreme height, the first time he decided to do this, local residents attempted to offer him offerings and begged him to destroy their places of work. Next, we meet Johnny Jones. Height 5'6". Weight 110 pounds. Is 10 years old.
Okay.
Johnny Jones is a student in the 5th grade at Boers Public School. He likes to ride around the neighborhood on his bike. He is the only child at Boers who actually eats the broccoli they serve for lunch there. He claims the flavor is bad, but all of his favorite songs talk about stacking green, so he tries to get all the veggies he can. Final suspect, Bob 2.
Ooh.
Okay. Height 5'11", weight 190 pounds. Actually prefers being called Bob 2 to just Bob. Now, Bob 2 is the owner of a farmer's market stand. He actually has a luxurious trust fund, but he spends most of that donating to the orphanages in town. Most of his time is spent growing produce to sell at his stand and volunteering at the soup kitchen. Unfortunately, he drives a Tesla, so, kind of a toss-up on whether he's actually a good guy or not, So, now I ask, who did it?
I don't like that we're talking about soup so much. That's ringing some bells.
Okay.
Bob likes tomato soup.
Okay.
Bob, too, works in a soup kitchen.
Oh, that is strange.
I'm also noticing a little bump on Johnny Jones' head.
What could that be?
Curious what that might be.
I don't know.
I almost wonder if that has something to do with the pipe wrench.
Ooh, an interesting theory.
Maybe someone was getting smacked upside the head.
Okay. I'm going to have to ask you who the suspect is that you think is the most likely to have done it.
We're going to go with Johnny Jones.
Johnny Jones.
I think that lump on his head is, I don't know.
Okay, locked in, Johnny Jones. Okay, so, now let's see how you did.
Okay.
Well, we asked, how many clouds did you see? And you actually got it right with 3.
Wow, okay.
3 clouds. So that's 1 bonus point. The time on the clock was, in fact, 6:15.
Thank you, Fire King.
And it does look like there's a pipe wrench in that water. So that's 3 bonus points.
Okay.
Finally, we do need to talk about who the actual, who did it. Who did it? Well, we see a strange bump here on the counter. A dent even. What could have done that other than Johnny Jones's head? We see a large bruise on the top of his head. It looks like he may have stolen the pipe, slipped on the water, and banged his little noggin off the side of the head, severely unenabling him to ride his bicycle anymore. But yes, that's 5 extra points.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2. Wait, hold on. Scene 3. Dr. Lumpybottom hasn't shown up to his job at the university in a few days. We're sending you out to look around his house to see what you can find out. So whenever you're ready, you can take a look around Dr. Lumpybottom's house.
Okay.
Off you go. Okay. Well, ooh, we have a new strategy here. It looks
Yes.
like instead of taking notes, our detective has begun drawing the scene as quickly as possible in order to capture as much as they possibly could. Okay. This is actually pretty neat. This is pretty cool. I gotta say, this looks like a real detective has done it. Other than the fact that it's just circles, really. It's
I know what
circles.
it's supposed
We got
to
a
mean.
box, something that is shaped like an arch.
That's his chair.
Okay, it's a chair, apparently. I could see that. Bonus questions. What was the statue on the shelf of?
If the fish was a statue, then the fish.
Okay, you want to lock in fish?
I'll lock in fish, because I didn't really see anything else. I did, however, see a crystal ball-looking thing.
Okay.
I don't know if that is also a statue. But the fish really stood out, so we're going to go with fish.
Okay, she's locked in fish as her answer. The next question is, name 2 things that were on the shelf in the middle of the room.
In the middle of the room. There was a skull.
Okay.
2 things.
There was one other item. Do you remember what it was?
Oh, a candlestick.
What 2 colors were on the rug?
I didn't draw the rug.
She did not draw the rug.
I remember seeing blues and greens.
Ooh.
And purples. I'm going to go with green and purple.
So we have our 3 bonus questions locked in and loaded. Are
Okay.
we ready to meet some suspects?
Yes, we are.
Okay, here we go. Let's meet them. The first suspect is Carl Cheesemeister. That guy looks like he enjoys cheese. Height of 6'1", and a weight of 160 pounds. So perhaps the most proportionate person we've met so far.
Yes.
He is self-pierced. You don't want to know. Extremely lactose intolerant. Even a whiff of anything dairy-related sends him running to the restroom. In one unfortunate incident, he walked into the National Cheesemeister Conference not fully understanding the premise. He hasn't been the same since. Yeah, pretty sad. The second suspect is Evelyn Starn, a height of 5'11",
Goodness.
and a weight of 110 pounds. She is a 9th stage schizophrenic. So she is far gone, brother. She barely knows what's going on anymore. She lives as a hermit down by the local riverbank, and she only eats bugs she finds in the woods nearby. When asked what she does for fun, she has responded, "Habalaba doobie-daba." And finally, we have Ruth Lester, with a height of 3'6" and a weight of 70 pounds. She wears glasses just for show. She actually has 20/20 vision. Ruth Lester is nearly 200 years old. She moisturizes daily to ensure she doesn't develop any wrinkles. Some say her longevity is due to a pact she made with occult forces 150 years ago, but the local cult populace refused to release a statement. I gotta ask you now, who did it?
Okay. Carl Cheesemeister, there's nothing to really go off of with him. You know, we've got a professor. How a cheese guy who pooped his pants one time, relates to that, I'm not sure.
Crimes can be a big mystery. Like, it's hard to connect these dots sometimes.
Dr. Lumpybottom was in fact decapitated.
That's true.
For anyone that didn't notice. I feel like Evelyn would be the obvious pick, I think. However, Ruth Lester, something about her. If you can last to 200 years old, I think you could decapitate a man. And the glasses for show? I don't know.
It's strange.
It's
It
really
is strange.
As someone who has to wear glasses, why?
Yeah, could not be me. Me personally, I have 20/20 vision. I actually went to the eye doctor. They told me I have better than 20/20 vision. That's a true story. So I'd flex a little bit for you guys there.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
3'6", 70 pounds. There was a sword as well. And I believe that was the weapon used to decapitate, I assume.
Okay.
The crystal ball and the skull and the candle, it's making me think a little cultish.
Ooh, that's a good point.
So I think maybe I also spelled lumpy bottom wrong. Lumpy bottom.
Where'd you put it? That's not Lumpy, that's Loopy.
Loopy.
You got Dr. Loopy Bottom. Look at house. That's what it says.
Yes, that's my notes. I don't think a hermit would go into somebody's house either.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think a
That's
hermit
good
would
point.
be
That's a good point.
breaking and entering. ninth stage schizo.
She's far gone.
She's far gone. But honestly, if she's just eating bugs in the woods, minding her business.
Hey,
I don't know.
the government does not need to be involved in that.
Exactly.
That's true.
Ruth is just, I don't know. She's also given a similar color scheme to the room, from what I remember, so, I'm just, something about her. She moisturizes every day. Made a pact with the cult 150 years ago. Something seemed a little off about this old lady. Something about Ruth Lester. I think it's, I don't know.
You think there's some evil behind those
Something
eyes?
evil behind those glasses, yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Behind that 20/20 vision.
Okay,
We are
final
locking
answer,
Ruth in.
Ruth. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last crime scene, so lock in your answers at home as well. Okay, make sure you lock in your theories, your answers, what maybe you think had gone on. Okay, here we go. The final reveal. First, take a look at the bonus questions. I forget what they are, so we're going to learn together. Okay, the statue at the top of the shelf was in fact a fish.
Okay.
That is correct, so that's 1 bonus point.
Oh, no.
There was a skull and a candlestick
Yes.
in the center of the room, so that's another bonus point. And finally, we do have the rug, which you didn't get right. You put green and purple. The correct answer was red and yellow.
What if I'm colorblind?
Then maybe you aren't the world's greatest detective. We're gonna add 2 more points to your score here before we go into the final reveal. Is there any thoughts you might have about your guess? Anything you would change? If you
I'm
look now?
noticing something on the chair
Okay.
that I noted when I started this. However, I didn't really notice what it was. It kind of looks like a slice of cheese. But I don't see any explosive diarrhea on the ground.
That's true.
So
I
think Cheesemeister is correct.
Still in the clear.
And Evelyn only eats bugs.
Okay.
So why would she have cheese? So
That's
I'm
true.
still feeling pretty good about my guess.
Okay. Still locked in
considered.
with Ruth. Okay. Now, based on the evidence of the chairs or the books stacked on top of the stool, the somehow empty item holder at the top of the shelf, and the sword placed precariously near the victim makes me think perhaps someone short must have done this crime, as they needed a small boost to get up to that shelf in the middle of the room. So it turns out, indeed, our evil murderess is none other than Ruth Lester, also known as Ruthless Ruth. So yes, you got that right as well. That's another 5 points added to your total score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone at home, please total your scores up. Tally them together. Yes, let's tally some points now.
Okay.
So. Hooray!
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gotta talk to all the suspects and figure out what they've done. 10 seconds, 10 seconds, that's all you get. 10 seconds, 10 seconds, that's all there is. That's it.
Hey! That was good! Our first ever musical guest, Geena Shepherd. That's pretty cool.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gotta talk to all the suspects and figure out what they've done. 10 seconds, 10 seconds, that's all you get. 10 seconds, 10 seconds, that's all there is.